So if you've been watching my long-term fat loss series, you understand the importance of increasing VO2 max, improving your aerobic base, improving your anaerobic capacity to increase your total daily energy expenditure to set yourself up to lose fat in the long run. You also know how to test your VO2 max, use that number to find out what pace you would need to run at to train that energy system you want to train. So now in this video, we're going to talk about how you'll write out your training program, the specific things you'll need here. So if you haven't done any cardio at all in a long time or ever, what you're going to need to do first here is you're going to need to build your aerobic base. You're going to need to spend the first month only training your aerobic base. So this means here you're going to be training at 66% of your VO2 max. So you're going to be training at that intensity for 10 minutes each time, 3 days a week. And then 2 weeks into it, you can try to increase how much time you're doing that for. The key thing here is that you don't overtrain. So that's why we're starting off small here. Now after that first month here, what you would need to do next is you need to start doing anaerobic power training while continue training your aerobic base. We don't want to do any VO2 max training or any training for your anaerobic capacity yet. We just still are going to focus on aerobic base, but introduce some anaerobic power training. So what you can do here is continue doing the same volume of your aerobic base training, or possibly decrease it a little bit, and then do add in 1 to 2 days of training your anaerobic power energy system a week. So remember, this is going to be at 120% of your VO2 max. So now after the second month of doing some aerobic base training and anaerobic power training, you can, in the third month, start introducing some VO2 max training. So you can have 2 days a week where you train your aerobic base, 1 day a week where you train the anaerobic power energy system, and then 1 day a week where you introduce training that VO2 max energy system. Remember here, we still want to maintain that aerobic base, so we want to still continue to train that energy system, and then we also want to still continue doing a little bit of anaerobic power training too while we start training our VO2 max. So one important thing to understand here is that you don't have to just start off in phase 1 only training your aerobic base and not training the other energy systems if you already have a great and developed aerobic base. So if you're able to train comfortably for an hour at 66% of your VO2 max, you already have a great aerobic base built. So you could start off in phase 2 training your aerobic base and anaerobic power. But if you've already been training that anaerobic power energy system a lot, you can just go straight into phase 3 with training VO2 max, or even phase 4 training your anaerobic capacity, VO2 max, anaerobic power, and aerobic base. If you do have a low VO2 max, you should not jump into phase 4 until you increase your VO2 max more. That Jack Daniels book that's linked in the description, it has more information on that. I'll try to make more videos on covering more information on this. So you can have 2 days a week where you train your aerobic base, 1 day a week where you train the anaerobic power energy system, and then 1 day a week where you introduce training that VO2 max energy system. Remember here, we still want to maintain that aerobic base, so we want to still continue to train that energy system, and then we also want to still continue doing a little bit of anaerobic power training too while we start training our VO2 max. So now after finishing up the third month of training your aerobic base, your anaerobic power, and your VO2 max energy systems, in the fourth month you can induce your anaerobic capacity. So you can 1 day a week do aerobic base, 1 day a week do VO2 max, 1 day a week do anaerobic capacity, and then the other day of the week do anaerobic power. So you'll be training each of those 4 energy systems 1 day a week, so you'll continue to build your aerobic base, increase your VO2 max, improve on your anaerobic power, and improve on your anaerobic capacity. Now, when you train your anaerobic power energy system, you only want to do 4 minutes of it per workout, because it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to be able to train at that high of an intensity for that long. Because remember, when you do the calculations here on when you find this pace for you, it's going to feel like it's very fast for you, and you won't be able to hold it for that long. So the most effective way to do this here is do intervals. So you could do 1 minute on, so do 1 minute at that anaerobic power pace, and then do 2 to 3 minutes at your aerobic base pace, and then go back to that 1 minute at your anaerobic power pace, and then repeat that 3 to 4 times. The key thing here is do not do more than 4 minutes each time you train that. So do not do more than 4 minutes of training that anaerobic power energy system a day. So when you're at that pace, your workout, you should only be at that pace for a total of 4 minutes. So, and then also here, when you do your intervals, when you're training your anaerobic power energy system, you want a 1 to 2 to 3 work to recovery ratio. So you could do, that's why you could do 1 minute at anaerobic power pace, and then 2 minutes at aerobic base pace, and then, or you could do 3 minutes of recovery aerobic base pace too. So you got to keep in mind, when you write out your programs, you only want to change one variable at a time, because doing less recovery time will make the workout harder. So when training at your VO2 max pace, you'll be, of course, training at 100% of your VO2 max. And when training this energy system here, you want a 1-to-1 of work to recovery ratio. So, and then you also don't want to be doing more than 12 minutes per workout. So don't do more than 12 minutes at that pace per workout. So of course you can be running for longer than 12 minutes, as long as some of it's done at your aerobic base pace. So for example, here you can do 3 minutes at VO2 max pace, and then 3 minutes at aerobic base pace. And then you can repeat this here 4 times. So now you'll have done 12 total minutes at your VO2 max pace, which is what we need. We don't want to go over that. And you'll have done also 12 minutes at your aerobic base pace. So if you also want to make that workout to be an aerobic base pace workout, you could run for like 10 minutes at your aerobic base pace after that workout. So now when it comes to training at your anaerobic capacity energy system, you can just train at that pace for 20 minutes straight. You don't need to do intervals here. Do not train at this pace for longer than 30 minutes, because it'll take too much time to recover and defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do here. Alright, so now you probably understand the basics about writing out your cardio training program. In the next video, I'm going to cover more specifics on how to make sure you don't overtrain. So we're going to cover how to like calculate points. So the Jack Daniels book has like a formula here to calculate points, and you got to make sure that you progressively increase your points. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that video.